Ladies and gentlemen, Fight Bananas presents Coffee and KO's podcast. We're crazy about fights and jacked on caffeine.
What's up, everybody? This is Zach with the Coffee and KO's crew with Steve and Carrie. And today we are bringing you the Frankie Edgar, Cory Sandhagen breakdown. So this upcoming week, we got Cory Sandhagen, Frankie Edgar. Big fight, interesting fight. Sandhagen coming off a really big win. Frankie Edgar coming off a really big win. The betting odds on this one, Steve, ridiculous considering it's Frankie Edgar.
Oh, super one-sided. And yeah, I think it is interesting because we saw Frankie Edgar come down to bantamweight for the first time, and he was a huge underdog in that one, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then he came out and just kind of showed out. I think he went all 5 rounds, looked really good at 135. And it kind of makes me think a little bit about this one because originally I was thinking all Sandhagen, but the value kind of screams Frankie Edgar here.
Yeah, I think if you're a betting man, Frankie Edgar, obviously a legend of the sport, I think you almost have to put money on Edgar just as a what if, what if he does kind of wrestle Sandhagen, all that stuff. But I don't necessarily disagree with the lines. I think they could be a little bit closer and just kind of respect Frankie a little bit. But I'm leaning towards Sandhagen in this one. I really like Cory Sandhagen. That performance against Marlon Moraes was magnificent. I know that he lost recently to Aljamain Sterling, but I think we all agree, and we've kind of talked about it in previous shows, that if you run that back 9 more times, that's not happening that way 9 times. Like, I don't think it happens again. Unfortunately, he got into a bad position. It happens. It's just like when people get clipped on the feet. Sometimes it happens. It doesn't mean it's going to happen all the time. And he just got into a bad position early and lost the fight. I think that Aljamain Sterling or Cory Sandhagen is, right there with Aljamain Sterling. I think both of those guys, in my opinion, are 1 and 2. Like I'm kind of putting Sandhagen almost over Petr Yan. I think I like them more because they're both very well rounded. Sandhagen has looked great on the feet. He's gotten much better there as well. I'm gonna go Sandhagen. I'm gonna go TKO. I think that he'll kind of keep the fight at a distance. He's gonna be taller. And I think that, he has to be a little bit careful, and I don't think Frankie's going to try to wrestle as much because of the danger on the ground. So I like Sandhagen in this. I like the length. I like his reach advantage, and he's very skilled on the ground. So I'm going to go Sandhagen. I'm actually going to go TKO, especially if he mixes in those kicks.
Absolutely. That's kind of the story of this fight here for me. It's 5'11" Cory Sandhagen taking on 5'6" Frankie Edgar. And I think Frankie had a lot of success against Pedro Munhoz just because they were very similar sizes. So it kind of worked in his favor. But when you look at the guys at the top, Cory Sandhagen, Petr Yan, Aljamain Sterling, those are just some big guys for the 135 division. So I just think stylistically it's going to be really difficult for Frankie in this fight. But man, Frankie Edgar has been around forever. He's fought since 2007. He's a former lightweight champion. He fought for the featherweight title like 3 different times. Former D1 wrestler. Like, he has all the accolades. He actually has the most fight time in the history of the UFC, which is absolutely insane. So this dude has just been around, fought the best, but unfortunately he's running into an absolute train wreck with Cory Sandhagen. Just stylistically, it doesn't really make sense. The striking should be in Cory's favor. The ground game still seems like it might be in Cory's favor. He's a brown belt in BJJ. So everything kind of seems like this is going to go Cory Sandhagen's way. Like I said, I like the value at plus 300 for Edgar, but overall, picking straight up, I'm going Sandhagen. Frankie has been finished a few times in his last few fights, so I will go Sandhagen TKO as well.
It's tough for me to get on board with a guy whose name sounds like a bad line from an awful cheesy horror movie. Like, my name is Edgar. Like, I just can't get on board with that. So I'm with you, fellas. I'm gonna go Sandhagen as well, but I'll take it as a decision.
All right, and there you have it, everyone. That is the Coffee and KO's breaking down Frankie Edgar versus Cory Sandhagen. Should be a good fight. We're excited for it. We don't get probably not too many more Frankie Edgar fights in our time watching UFC. So, enjoy it while we got it. Hopefully, we pick Sandhagen. It would be great to see Frankie get another W, but I think that this one's going to lean into Cory's favor. So, anyway, that's going to do it. Everyone, you can check us out, Coffee and KO's 1 on all social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Coffee and KO's. And we are also on the Fight Bananas YouTube page and Facebook page after every event on every Saturday after every event. And I stuttered, and that was terrible. And that'll do it, everyone.